Today, we're going to again be imagining cylinders and rolling up walls. Watch the second video in this series before this one. A large element of poor posture is that the rib cage and the pelvis are drooping down towards the ground. Both certainly need to be lifted in space. How we get them to lift is important. Let's imagine a cylinder going through the side of our pelvis. We can imagine that it's like a paint roller. The rotation we want to make with it is certainly one where we lift the front and come down around the back. We want to get the paint roller to an imaginary wall that is a little behind our heels. To be exact, we could say the length of your fist is how far the wall is behind your heels. To reach that wall, you will likely have to move backwards, but make sure you're getting the proper rotation as you go back, up at the front, down through the back. Even though we are clearly rolling upwards and moving upwards, the part of the pelvis that is touching the wall is rotating downward. Try to not favor one side of your pelvis. Get both sides of the pelvis to be firmly against the imaginary wall. If you recall the cylinder we had in the rib cage, it was rolling up the wall at the front of our ankle, back at the lower end, and forward at the upper end. If we get the roller in our pelvis to the wall behind the heels, the front of the roller will touch the wall at our ankle. But it will be rotating almost the wrong way. The backwards rotation we're making would kind of scrape the roller against this wall at our ankle. Similarly, the lower end of the back of our rib cage should hit the wall behind our heel, essentially scraping up it. Can you combine these two ideas, rolling back and up the wall behind you with your pelvis, while rolling up the wall at your ankles with your rib cage? This will obviously stretch the back, since the back of the rib cage will go up and the back of the pelvis will rotate down. But this will also stretch and lift the front of the body, since the front of the pelvis is obviously going up, and so too is the upper end of the rib cage. We are stretching and lifting both the front and the back of the body, but in slightly different ways. The purpose of this idea concerning the pelvis will be obvious to regular viewers of this channel. But for any new people, this is to combat the common problem of tipping the pelvis forward and down at the front. That habit will pull the pelvis forward out over the feet and crush the front of the knees. If you do get these two cylinders rolling properly, try to see if you can then let your arms and legs be a little bit more free. Most people tend to pull both their arms and their legs in towards their torso, typically favoring one side more than the other. In a sense, we don't trust the limb, and so we pull it in to leverage some strength from our torso. But if you really expand and lengthen your torso, your arms and legs can widen away from your torso and move independently. If you try this idea out, let me know how it worked for you. It will likely be a bit tricky at first. You may find that you can get one cylinder rolling up the wall, but when you try to add the other, you forget the first. See if you can broaden your perspective and get the simultaneous movements going. Let them stretch you apart. You should find what's difficult today is easier tomorrow. So give it a little time and give it some thought.